Yo, what's up? We back with the neighborhood politics. We haven't seen y'all in so long. We got so much to catch up on. We have so much to talk about. It's so much going on right now, but we just want to say welcome back.
Welcome back.
Subscribe, like, comment, share. If you got any questions, you know how we do. Drop the questions in the comments. Inbox. Follow our Instagram page, which is
Neighborhood Politics.
Okay. No underscores or anything like that.
I don't think so, but if it is, we'll put it on there. But yeah,
we're gonna drop the Instagram on here, so you guys can follow us on Instagram. You can like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube. Also on our YouTube. Hold on. We have a guest.
Oh wow! Definitely got a guest. The first episode back, we definitely got a guest, man. We ain't gonna call it a guest, but it's family. You know, anybody that's on these episodes is family. So we definitely got somebody with us that's going to speak some knowledge. We excited for this episode, and let's get it going. What we talking about today?
But are you going to introduce family?
Oh, yeah. I don't need no introduction. You don't need no introduction.
They need to know your name. That's the only introduction that we trying to do.
All right, we got to start over.
No.
Let's do it.
Come on.
What?
Come on.
My name Kamar.
Okay. Was that hard?
Nah, come on.
I can't believe y'all.
We in.
Okay, so today's topic is what?
Black love.
Black love. Okay. So today we're talking about black love. We're talking about what it looks like to us. We just gonna flow, and we just want y'all to follow it. You know, like I said, if y'all ever have any questions, make sure that y'all don't hesitate to comment them or inbox them. All right, so we starting on black love. Let's say it's been a while since we seen y'all. We was engaged. He proposed to me on November the 5th, 2021. Now,
we are officially married.
Married.
Got married July 5th. So what's that? 7 months? 6 months? 6, 7 months? Something like that. Got married July 5th. Beautiful. Everything was beautiful. Worked out. We didn't plan on getting married that soon, but we did. You know, things worked out in our favor, and we was able to push through with it. So we got married July the 5th. And that's kind of what this episode is going to be about. We're going to touch on our marriage, talk about the, receptions, the ceremonies, the engagements briefly. But what's most important is we're going to talk about, black love in the black community. And, what that looks like to us, all three of us, and how we try to move forward, break stigmas, and be examples for, our new generation coming up.
Okay, then. So I guess to kick it off, to start it off, as far as even with you proposing to me, what was like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to say the criteria, or what was it that made you say, okay, it is time now to go ahead and just push through with just proposing?
I would have to say it was just on my heart, It was, we were 6 years in, and it was funny because at the engagement, I had a note. So 5 years ago from that day, 5 years ago, I had wrote a 5-year plan, and in that 5-year plan, I had wrote, proposed 2021. So, it was a life alone, catching on to them signs, being aware of them signs, cognizant of them at this time, and not trying to run from them. And then it was one day to where I was going through my room, cleaning up, and I found my note, and it was like, it said 2021, marry y'all. And I was like, you know what? I'm not the one to just sit here and keep on trying to, shy away from signs. And when I know and I'm fully aware of what God is trying to show to me, so I said, it's that time. So I remember one day we went to go look at some rings, and the next day I went and bought the ring, and you didn't even know it. The very next day I went and got the ring, and that was probably July or June. That was June. Bought the ring in June. Didn't know when I was going to still propose. But I just knew it was going to come soon. I had no idea. It was never nothing really planned out. But November 5th is when I went ahead and made it happen.
Okay, so
Felt
it. That's what it was. I felt it.
Feeling using it on.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, on the other side, at the time when you did propose to me, we were 5 years in, and I was always sure of you and being with you. As a woman, if I'm being honest, I think I was like, okay, like when is this gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? I moved up here 2020. You bought our house 2019, so I lived up here 2020. At that time, we was together for 4 years. 2021, we 5 years in, and it's like, okay, we building this foundation with each other. When is that next step, or when is that happening? And it wasn't really about a ring or anything. It was about just a level of commitment and just that security of feeling like, okay, we moving forward, we're progressing, we're not digressing, and it's not just something that we doing just to do. You know what I'm saying? Just cause, you know, because that's just what we used to seeing. Like, you know, people get in a relationship, then they shack up. Okay, that's fine. We shacked up. I'm not saying that's really necessarily fine, but I'm saying, okay, it happens. Shack up, and then you start to do all these wife and husband duties without that extra form of commitment, saying, okay, we willing to do this for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was kind of like a fear for me, because I grew up seeing that with my mom and, you know, cousins and friends and different things like that, where, you know, it's okay to be content with just shacking up and just living in the house with your significant other and being in long-term relationships. But I always knew that wasn't the goal for me, because I just wanted to make sure that I had that security of just knowing, like, okay, we building together. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So
as a black male, you know, and I completely agree. As a black male, you know, I feel like it's, you know, we're living in the era now to where it's like we don't really see many people who take that next step. So, you know, it's on us. Luckily I do have good people in my corner. You know, I'm blessed enough to have good people, my cousin Kamar, so forth, you know, and other peers, you know, that, and it's a lot, you know, surprising that's our age that would ask, like, man, when you gonna make it happen? So really, you know, it was just on me to take that leap of faith and be like, you know what am I holding back for? You know, it's time to go ahead and, you know, as I said before, stop dodging them signs and just move forward with it.
Well, what was that experience like? Okay, we moving from the engagement to the getting married part. That transition and that phase, I know for, like, as a man, just in general, like, speaking on just a total friend situation, not as his wife right now, but just as a friend, like, as a man, how does it feel from just, okay, I took that step to get engaged, and then 7 months later, not knowingly that we were about to get married, 7 months later, like, I'm married. Was you nervous? Was you scared? Was it like any doubt, or was like, how did you feel? What was that experience like for you, just to go from being engaged to get married to also just like just going through the motions of it?
For me, it really wasn't much of a, you know,
no doubt.
It wasn't no doubt, you know what I'm saying? And again, because I got good people like Cuz in the corner that's really, you know, that's supporting me, you know what I'm saying, that can come over, we can talk about it, and we can just politic about it. So it was never no doubt. And again, like, we've been doing this for 6 years, so we went from college, you know, and I'm speaking on our situation, we went from college, you know, pretty much staying with each other, to moving up here, staying with each other. So it was never no time period to where really things changed, you know, to where it's like, dang, I'm about to have to take on this role as far as us moving in with each other, or
it was nothing new.
Nothing new.
Right, in college, that was practice.
It's practice, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I looked at it as, you know, because up until us coming up here, it's like, okay, now we got to put our adult pants on. Now, because school ain't, you know, we don't have school to fall back on. We're not, you know, now it's real life. We're here. What's going to happen next? You know, got a house and so forth. So it's like, what's next? So it really wasn't, I wasn't really concerned. Or, I know a lot of times we had conversations like, how you feel? I'm like, shoot, I'm just ready to, you know, push through with it. Because it's like, as a man, once I decided to propose to you, I was ready, you know, I'm ready. So it's like, no matter if we do this tomorrow, today, or, you know, a year from now, ain't nothing going to change, because I wouldn't even put the ring on your finger if I wasn't ready to take that next step tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say November 6th. Yep, so that's what it was that was my mindset.
Okay, so you answered one part, but the other part of, like, the experience from being engaged to getting married, like, what, like, you know, just that day, just like, you know, just how did that feel as a man, like, knowing, like, dang, I'm literally about to get married, and even the day, like, that day.
The day of getting married, it was, I mean, I had a lot of feelings, you know, I had a lot of different feelings, but I was excited, I was anxious, I was, I cried a little bit, I was happy, you know what I'm saying, I probably went through all the good feelings you can go through outside of anger, you know, emotion as far as sadness, because you know, in the sense of it's a surreal moment. You happy because it's like, okay, this is a you know, I'm just happy. We about to do this. So I went through a range of all the emotions that I feel like I could have went through in that within at least that 24 hours from eagerness, you know. Anticipation, just nerves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, how is it gonna happen? What's it gonna look like when she walks down the aisle, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Just what's it gonna look like when you walk into the venue, you know, when you walk into the venue. So a range of emotions, but all of them was good, you know, all of them was good.
I think for me, the experience for me was just, it was such a beautiful experience, such a surreal experience. It was such a divine experience for me more than anything, because it was God showing me the love that he had for us as a unit, and just how he feel, you know, like how he feel. Like, I think for me it was just like God showing like to me, like, I love y'all. Like, look what when you say yes to me and when you put me first, I'm gonna make sure that y'all straight, and I'm gonna show y'all. And I think for me it was just like more so divine for me. And then when I thought about you, my relationship with you, and just seeing you, I'm like, I was nervous, like, and I was in disbelief, like, I cannot believe I'm getting married, because one, it happened so fast, but two, it was just like, wow, we really doing this. So I went through a range of emotions, from just crying to from being like sad because it was raining that day, to crying, to being like, oh my God, I'm about to marry my best friend. You know, that experience was such a beautiful experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so surreal, and it was just so divine that I just really, it was like, I don't know, like, even when I walked down the aisle, I always thought, like, when I walk down the aisle, I'm gonna cry. Like, I'm gonna be boo-hooing. But in that moment, I couldn't do nothing but just smile, because it was just so much joy. And just seeing you look so handsome, and then just seeing everybody, and just seeing everything come through the way it was supposed to. Mm-hmm. Man, it just blessed my heart. And then, like I said, just for me, it was such a divine experience more than anything. So
but so from the I would say, so from the outside looking in, and you being somebody that's been here with this before the wedding, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Through from that engagement period to up into the wedding, you know what I'm saying, that experienced everything with this, how was it probably for you?
I mean, not to say what y'all saying, but it was like surreal, for lack of a better term, because like, you really my cousin. Like, I really grew up with you, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know too many people in my hand that's like, quote unquote, young, that got married, you know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? Literally did get married, took a step, went followed through, wasn't commitment shy. Like, it was hard, and it was like honorable, you know what I mean? Because like, I'm really seeing it, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just like, you ain't tell me like, Q, I'm thinking about marrying her, but you ain't never followed through. Like, really followed through. In a short amount of time, made something beautiful for everybody to see.
For sure.
And I'm sure everybody that was like there knew like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? In a good way, you know what I mean? Like, dude really about to get married. And not that they, you know what I'm saying, unexpected, but like, again, it's not common, you know what I'm saying? At least with us.
For sure. For sure, in the black community, especially at our age.
I mean, in the black community, but literally, like, you know, Henderson or whatever,
amongst
our family,
we
done seen a few people but they was older, you know what I mean? They didn't, you know, went through their phases and things of that nature. Like, you still in your 20s.
For sure. Touching the 30s, but I'm still in the 20s.
I mean, you still in your 20s, regardless. This was all, you was thinking all this in your 20s.
In your 20s,
y'all was together through your 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
You ain't like, you know, wait 10 years, and nothing's wrong with that if you, for whoever take that long.
Yeah. That's I wanted to speak on that too, because you kind of spoke on it a little bit as far as it being the 6 years, you know, because because we kind of would talk about that, but I was never big on this being 6 years, this being 7, and I never planned on having you wait, you know, 10 years.
No, it was 5.
Or 5, but I'm saying that we got married at 6. I'm saying, but to your point, as far as I feel like the pressure. It should be a balance between, okay, what we doing here, and are we ready, and should we really be getting married? Not know we've been together for 6 years and 7 years, and this was our situation, but it's time for us to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we look at the outside looking in and perspectives from social media and, you know, celebrities and whoever else we might look up to and be like, oh, they got married in a year. What are we waiting for? Sure. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing what the situation they really going through, what their relationship really consists of, if they're really happy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a misconception that we kind of got to get rid of in our community, as far as like, okay, it's been 5 years, let's get married. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't think you should put no like number on it. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think you should put a number on it, and I don't think you should like falsely compare. Like you can compare. I guess that's cool if you want to like learn from something. Like nothing wrong with like looking at something else to like see, you know, a certain decision you're gonna make on your own. But I don't think you should be like, oh, we got to take this long, because sometimes, you know, if you tuned in with yourself, sure, like, you know, with God and things of that nature, like, you gonna feel it. You gonna know when it's time. You shouldn't drag it out, because they ain't gonna do nothing but waste it. You know what I mean?
Now you playing with time.
Now your partner gonna be like, dang, what's up? They gonna start them questions now.
But I also think that's like one of those things that people, like you said, pressure you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's that stigma that's tied to being with somebody for so long. Like it becomes a pressure, because everybody's looking like, y'all been together. And then it's like, okay, I'm sorry to finish it. Y'all been together for this long, because people watch your journey. They see how much you experience. Oh,
y'all going here.
Y'all went here. Y'all went there. Oh, now, and he done bought a whole house. You living there now, and you've been living there for how long?
People start projecting.
It starts like that projection start to happen to you, and then you start to be like, actually start to take it in. Like, yeah, we have been. We have did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have. Oh my God, we do live with. Oh my God, I have. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all
got a dog?
Y'all got
Y'all got a dog now? What y'all doing? Like, for real?
No, literally, because that was a question.
Dog now?
Big dog.
That was a question. That was a question at one point. That was literally a question. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, it really was like, what you mean y'all gonna get? Even if nobody said all of those things in one, it was like, when y'all gonna get married?
And 9 times out of 10, like, them people that asking the questions, they not really knowing what they doing. They think they doing, you know, we all moving off the script, so they all just like
off the script.
Yeah, you know, they don't know. Like, maybe I shouldn't project. Maybe I should, you know, let this be how it be.
And then, but the funny thing is, to your point, you got a group of people that really genuinely might be asking out of their love. Like, and I feel like y'all should take the next step. And then you got a group of what we would, you know, not to get too spiritual, but Bible study. You got a group of ravens right here that look like your friend, that look like they really want what's best for you, but they ask you, it's been 6 years, they ain't married, that nigga don't really love her. Tight. You know what I'm saying? They really got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really watch who you allow in your circle to be like, who you even listening to. For real. You gotta protect your energy, because you got a group of people right here that look like your friend, that might act like they love you and love what y'all got going on, might be liking all them pics on IG when y'all post a kissy picture, but really they still ain't married though. Fact. Oh, let me go ahead and throw some.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That jab to it, you know, to mess it up. So then I can slide in that DM, and I can slide in that DM.
And if your union ain't strong enough, that's easy penetrate.
You can get penetrated. Then you come home and be mad. You know what I'm saying? Female more so than male. You
offer some hoes.
You feel me?
No, you ain't like that.
You ain't married me yet. You ain't married me yet.
To do that.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just speaking. As a black, because I'm just because it's going to typically come from the female.
Yeah.
You ain't married me yet. You messing with that girl that just asked me what, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's a whole, and it's like, dang, nah. So I think with being in a relationship, you got to be forward tough on just focus on just your significant other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And not letting even make, like we talked about it earlier, having a balance between even the ones that's good, because they might not also know what y'all going through. They might genuinely feel like y'all ready to get married. Yeah. But in y'all's household that night, y'all might really have some stuff that y'all need to work on. Yeah. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Before y'all can go into that.
Before y'all can go, because they not going to be there once we make this commitment, and then it go bad. They gonna be like, dang, what happened? Oh, well, we really wasn't ready. We just got, we got pressured into.
Is you gonna be the person in the house I can come over when I need a break if I need a break from my wife? Like, how much do you support what I got going on?
Right. Nah, for real. I think that's definitely, and I think also too, like, okay, so when you just was talking about, because that one of the misconceptions, you already said one of the misconceptions. What do you think is another misconception when it comes to like black love, when it comes to just relationships prior to getting married, or you know, just speaking from your experiences, like, or how have you felt pressured or in any kind of area?
I think one of the misconceptions with like black love is like they be thinking like we always gotta be like bickering and arguing, like that's like real love. And like you going, I guess as you growing with somebody for if you saying you're gonna be committed to somebody for X amount of time, like of course y'all gonna have some
disagreement.
Sure, but that ain't gonna be like, you know, blown out of proportion where now you like really like dislike who you know what I mean, is married to in love, or like, you know, you don't want to be around this person no more. That's just, you know, y'all growing together, y'all figuring things out together now, because you ain't just using your own mind. Like we both, you know what I mean, we in a union, you know what I mean. So that's like, I think the one, I don't want to say the biggest, but I think that's one thing like
that we argue, like
yeah, like the tough love and all. Like I think if you married with somebody, you should love them like just your best friend. Like y'all shouldn't be at odds too many times in your long relationship. You know what I mean? We can figure things out together, but like we not about to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Clashing heads.
Yeah. I don't think that's because we didn't like made that like that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how we gonna clash heads, but we gonna stick it out and be with it. If we ain't meant, we ain't meant.
Yeah, straight up.
If it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work.
Because we just creating a well of bad energy for each other. You know what I mean? That eventually gonna bust.
That in this time of era, today's era, is common also. More than likely, I'm assuming because of the media.
For sure.
So it's like, dang, we really in the house about to kill each other.
For sure.
But because we didn't portray this image to the world, we don't even know how to separate and be like, you know what, this really not gonna work out for us. We really should not even.
We trying to uphold something.
You feel me? We're trying to uphold an image for the medias and for the world of 2022, this narrative, and really it ain't even healthy.
Right.
I think to piggyback off of what you said, another misconception of like being in a relationship or dealing with someone or is that you have to like go through all of this to prove that you love.
Exactly.
That like that's one of the misconceptions just in the community, in our community. Like, you gotta
something good, like,
just for somebody to prove to you that they love you. Like, oh, she ain't let you pretty much run over her, then she ain't the one for you. That's kind of low key what we be saying, like, you know, because it like guys would be quick to say, well, you don't love me because you left me, and it's like, no, I don't. I do love you, but I love myself more because I respect myself enough to be like, I don't need to be in this situation.
Ain't nothing wrong with
it. And I know for me, like growing up and just seeing different things in the household of just a person actually constantly going back to somebody that's misusing them or abusing them verbally, emotionally, you know, like maybe, you know, possibly cheating. I think for me, that was one of the things for me, like, okay, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like that. I don't want that for my life. That's not something that I'm willing to take on. And although that's what we seen, you know, and although that's what I seen, I knew that wasn't right. But it's so many people who seen the same thing growing up, and then that becomes the blueprint for how things should go.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's a common misconception in our community, that you have to put up with someone and deal with and go through mud and dirt and them to drag you or whatever the case may be, men and women, you know, and then you got to put up with it and then push through it and then y'all can make it work. That's just not how it goes. That's not how it should be. That's not the true definition of love. Right. To have to get pulled and dragged through the mud and to stick it out. I feel like that was a misconception that I seen growing up. That I know growing up, just that you got to go through so much just to prove your love and to ride it out. Like, and it's like throughout the whole time.
I don't think that's how you prove it. You know what I mean? Like, how much you willing to endure in a bad way? Like, nah,
because we really shouldn't have to endure much. You know, if anything, nothing. I think a big misconception also that we got right now in the black community is roles. You know what I'm saying? Roles amongst males, roles amongst females, or even just a image. You know, roles and image. Oh, I need my girl to be I need my girl to be a 10. You know, I need her to look like this. I need her to have this type of physique. I need her to smell like this. I need her to do this. I need her to do that. I need her to no nagging. I think it's roles and images that we have been tainted to believe that our significant other is supposed to have, and that we're looking for, has really caused the lack of us to be able to find love within our own community. Because I think we see these images every single day. We look at these celebrity couples. We look at people that might even be in our lives that found love and be like, okay, that's what I want my girlfriend to look like. That's what I want my wife to look like. That's what I want my boyfriend or husband to look like. And it's like, just because it look like this for me, don't mean it's gonna look like this for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we done standardized something.
We done standardized it, bro.
You can't standardize this. Like, it's gonna be unique. It should be unique
should
for
be unique.
everybody that's willing
Yup.
to say they want to do this. Like, everybody should have their own example. Like, sure, you gonna have some things just
Yeah,
common denominators, but like, every relationship should be different. I don't even think you should want to have a relationship
the
like
same
the next
somebody else
person.
with.
That's weird. We
Yeah.
different people. How we gonna have the same relationship?
Right.
So I thought you was gonna say when you said the misconception in roles, you know, I was thinking you were about to talk about the male role and then the
I
female
mean, I
role.
was going to speak on that too.
Men and women.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's big too because in your home, you know, we've all grew up in the black community to where we've heard, okay, a male, we're supposed to do this. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Okay, provide. And certain stuff that I feel like we are. You know, I'm
Sure,
going to make sure that my home is straight, you know. But I feel like we need to fall back a little bit and be like, just because we heard that that's how it's supposed to be, or that's the role that people are supposed to play, that doesn't mean that's how it's going to work for us, or that's how it's going to work in
I
our
think
situation.
people use that as a crutch, so
Yeah.
they ain't gotta put no extra effort in or work in.
yeah.
Like, oh, I'm only supposed to do this, so this all I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, who said that?
So to go back off of what you said, one of the things that I can say for like in a relationship that does work is making sure that you personalize y'all's personal relationship, not comparing y'all's relationship to other people, because like you said, what may work for you, Kamara, might not be what worked for you. You know what I'm saying? We got two different people,
That's
different
beautiful. That's good. That's hard.
Right, for sure.
you know, and that's a thing, you know what I'm saying? So I think, like you said, just being like, okay, this is what society says males and females should be like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and some things do follow along.
Right,
we know we all gonna disagree that a man is supposed to be a provider, right?
Yeah.
You said disagree?
No, we're gonna agree that a man is supposed to be a provider.
Yeah.
That you know, but in most cases now in the world that we live in, women are independent and women are making all the bread. So that's where the roles start to become shift a little bit, because it's like, well, I'm doing all this.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
I don't need you.
Like,
I can do it on my
And
own.
I think a lot of people, not to cut you off,
yeah, no, you good.
but I think people, like, man and woman, think providers is money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
you
big.
might need to provide a good space for your woman.
That's
you know what
big.
I mean? Like,
That's hard.
And it may be related
That's
to money,
hard.
because for things beyond our control, you know, but like, we be thinking money, like, you might need to provide like a good space
That's
for your
hard.
wife.
Peace.
I'm glad you
Some
said-
peace
I'm
for your
glad you
wife
said
or,
that. That's
or your
hard.
husband or whatever. Like,
It's small things like getting the oil change.
it's very little that's gonna make the difference. It's
That's
very
all. I'm
little.
glad you said that, because we do. You know, and I'm sitting here with you.
Yeah.
And when I'm thinking providing as far as money.
Jeez.
You just came with a whole different outlet as far as just providing don't mean just money. It might just mean a peace of mind.
Take
it might,
an extra
you know what
off
I'm
her
saying?
back. You know
Take
what
a
I'm
little
saying?
bit off her back. So I'm glad you said that, because it's different ways to provide.
And vice versa for a woman, because that's not our job to provide, but in a sense it is. It's to nurture.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
We both nurturing. I think we both, in one way or another, man and woman,
Exchange.
doing the same thing. Just you doing it from a man's perspective,
Right.
I'm doing it, or you doing it from a woman's perspective. But I'm providing just like you provide.
For
And,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? I'm nurturing just how you nurturing. Your man gotta nurture just as much as you. You know what I'm saying? And your woman gotta nurture just as much as you. Because again, y'all ain't union, so
Right.
it's balance.
Okay, so with